I felt like she manipulated him. I mean, I feel like he likes her, but like M. White said, he literally found a girl on OnlyFans that wasn't even into BDSM, try to make her into a BDSM girl, was paying her to do all of these things that she didn't want to do.
What?
With all that being said, so that's why I said that was dumb on his part. Like, we all know he was dumb. But I still feel like she took advantage of him, and I feel like that she's committing a crime because she's essentially, suing him for money. For It's a lie. She was in on it. So I feel
Can,
like someone went up to her and was like, "Hey, he's paying you $40,000 a cheek. How about we can now I can get you 10 million."
I just want to clarify. Can I just clarify one thing? I wasn't saying that he was forcing her to do something she didn't want to do. I was saying he was trying to turn her into a different form of sex work that she wasn't already in, and that could have repercussions. It's not like because the forcing part could be like grape or something, right? Yeah. And I'm not accusing him of that at all. That's why I just want to make sure. I'm not saying he's doing that. What I'm talking about is strictly on the consensual level of things you do not do within a relationship, especially in that type of relationship. You shouldn't be in that type of relationship to begin with, but especially it's a lot of things that he navigated that shit completely wrong. That like
so how you supposed to navigate what's on the list or what's on the menu when you paying tens of thousands of dollars for it? It should be anything goes.
He asked her for and then let's have a relationship. He probably getting shit free, acting like, bro.
So,
like you.
So Darwin,
half of this.
Darwin, when you getting into those things, it has all their yeses and nos. When you get to one of the premium services that normal wealthy people use, it gives you all the options of all the do's and don'ts, special requests and all that. This is agreed upon before you go down there. If you want GFE, you want them to kiss on you, you want them to hang with you, you want them to just go on a date, you want a 3-car garage, you want like ropes, you want chains, you want violence, you want scat play, or whatever it is that you thinking about.
What?
It's available to you off the rip, so it ain't no questions. Then now all of that goes out you get when a woman get there, she already know how to play you. That's what you're supposed to do.
What about
so this can't be misconstrued.
Is negotiation on the menu?
That's the part
they tell you yeah.
Well, if
that happens before you meet.
If negotiation is on the menu and I throw an extra $5,000 on that bitch, and I say, yeah, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, am I breaking some type of rule or something like that?
No, you can negotiate afterward, but you negotiate. You don't try to do that shit during the time, right? So you would negotiate that prior to it, and she either with it or not.
I'm confused. How can a person claim that they were abused or forced into something when that is their job? That's what I'm confused on. And the other part is, didn't they say that they're in a relationship? Didn't she say somebody said that they were in a relationship, right? So you're in a relationship, but your job is to be a whore, and then you're saying that you were abused while being a whore, that you were abused for a long period of time. Does this make sense to anybody?
I think it was just the one time. Wasn't it just the one time when he
Hell no.
They've been doing it for years.
No. The time when he was accused of the offense.
There was at least 2 instances where she's accused him of SA. January and October.
And I think she would have to say that because if it happened 100 times, then
yeah, because it happened hundreds of times.
Yeah, like it kind of so she probably picked a couple times versus saying it was all 100 times.
And this the thing with that, like the way those conversations go as in the kink play. If somebody just read that conversation out of context, that shit is gonna always sound crazy as hell. You guilty just by if you start the recorder after they've agreed that this is the relationship they have and stop it before they end, like they say end scene or they safe word or whatever it is, that shit will sound crazy. Like some of the wildest shit you will ever hear. Like, hell no. Like, but
no, I already took on this yesterday. I mean, it's just the same thing, similar to what Aisha was talking about. It was just like, we do feel that, like, yeah, like she found herself a jackpot. She's playing her cards with it. And then as far as his side, I mean, we can all agree that it's he could have made better decisions, but I mean, I don't know, everybody has habits, whatever the case may be. So,
but ladies, can I just pose this real quick with the ladies? Ladies, we live in a day and age where the amount of money you can get for sex work, who gives a damn about your game, right? If the money right, who cares about game, right?
That's not true. Not all money is good money.
It doesn't matter how much money you got.
God,
If
I'm
you
speaking
don't
to
have
people
no
who
game, you
don't work in the streets.
Girls know that.
Right.
The ladies know that.
No, but the thing is, it's like at the end of the day, wrong is wrong. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, however you can get over on somebody, go ahead and do it. I'm not gonna sit up here and encourage that behavior, that mindset. There are other ways to make money that doesn't require scamming folks, and but unfortunately, that's what she decided to do. That's what she wanted to do, and she found herself. So
y'all saying a millionaire that's throwing tens of thousands of dollars at you for some pussy, and you're a sex worker, he still has to have game.
Wait, what? I never mentioned anything about game.
That was my initial question that y'all literally deflected and dodged. But I know Jay, I want to move on. Let's just move on.
So
no, sorry, I was just gonna say, I thought your initial question was, hey, does it matter as long as you have, because what you stated was, as long as you have money, who cares how you get up for somebody? And I said no, because
I didn't say get over. I said, do you know what we mean by game, right? Marcus, M. White, or Trev, y'all are the connoisseurs of games. Why don't y'all go ahead?
All right, so basically, if you have charisma, you understand how to talk to women to be able to, I guess.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah, I know what that is. I thought you were talking about something different. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you can raise someone up. Yeah.
So basically, what he's asking is, if it's all about the money, does it even matter if he has game or not? If everything is completely transactional, you give me 10 bands, I do whatever you want. Does game really matter?
Part of game is being able to read social interactions and social cues. Like that's a large part of that. And the social cues and social interactions would have let him know when it even appeared. Like I've been outside, so I could see somebody trying to put a back door together. So I'll be reading into stuff. I'm not gonna say he's gonna have that type of level of understanding, but he could have at the very least, like Trev said, if he's paying prostitutes, he could have paid a prostitute that specializes in this. So we'll simplify it down to that. He could have paid a prostitute that specializes in this, and then he wouldn't have had no issue. And he needed to not create a lasting relationship with her outside of when I come, I pay you, and I leave. What he did is not that. And that is what we're saying is indicative of somebody who does not understand the social cues of how to interact with women, and they'll get themselves in situations because they don't have the experience to see telltale signs. That the way that white girl.
What was the telltale sign?
First, hold on, and White, this is a better question.
First time was she was on OnlyFans.
No, we understand. This is sex work. He was hiring her to screw her. OnlyFans doesn't matter. He wasn't trying to like.
I mean, but that don't matter though. Like it's women that don't even really post sexual shit and be making a whole bunch of money finessing people. Like,
no, what I'm asking is, what was these telltale signs that she was doing that he should have just been able to pick up on?
So I wasn't there for that relationship, but I could look at that scenario and tell you that I can see that it. So I'll give you an example. You see somebody walking around and they get beat up everywhere they go. And you look at them, you can tell why they're getting beat up, but you would have to look at them to tell them that, if that makes sense. Like no. I can.
No, okay. That don't make sense in regards to this particular situation.
Let me just say this.
What I'm saying is
that we know that we can say, God damn, man, bro, you should have saw this coming.
When a situation happens and you look at the character things that's in play, you could see that it was going to plan out this way. And I'm sure that there were other signs with her.
Like what?
Seeing the willingness for him and her to engage in a relationship that seemed outside of just sex. Moving the prostitution onto that's a sign that she might.
What was the telltale sign that? What was the telltale sign that she was going to accuse him of grape? What?
Oh no,
There are no telltale signs. You never know a person at the end of the day. You can know a person for 30 years and they come out with some bullshit as soon as you get money.
I'm quite sure. Look, I'm quite sure if she never accused him of grape, right? And she never
well, as a black man, her being a white girl was a telltale.
Okay, but like if she never accused him of grape and she never tried to, and he was paying her 10 bands a month, that really the telltale signs didn't even matter because she's fulfilling her duty, whatever that may be for him. He says, I'll give you 50,000 or whatever the hell he said. I don't know if it was 10,000 or 50,000. I'll give you this money and you do this for me. Whether that's listen to my problems, be my BDSM model, screw me whenever I want to. If I ever call you, this is what I want from you. That's all. Like if somebody got a recording that can say, oh man, at this point she said this, that's a red flag, then we can talk. That's all I'm asking. Maybe y'all saw more than I saw. But from what I read, from what I listened to and what I saw, I can't necessarily say, oh man, there was some telltale signs this woman was recording. We all know this all in hindsight that she been recording them. That don't mean that he knew she was recording them.
Well, all right, so Sweeney, I'll give you an example.
Hey, and White, last point, we gotta move on.
How Trev was saying earlier, he doesn't know how to operate with the woman and he can read it all on him. The same way he can see that, I can see that on him too. I'm sure if we would have been around that, like you can't really explain it. It's just something you can intuitively pick up on. It's like a sixth sense, right? You can be around girls that you think like, I think she'll charge somebody with, or she would do something extremely dirty. You get that energy from that person. We can't really explain it to you in words, but you'll be like, yeah, I think so too. But she didn't say nothing crazy. You just feel it. And what I'm saying is, when you have interactions with women enough, you will be able to be like, yeah, especially engaged in that type of vicinity. So it's hard for me to like put hey, if she says this, then do this. When dealing with women, it's almost never like A plus B equals C scenario. That shit is so nuanced, and you got to be able to understand how to navigate it. When dealing with prostitutes, if you're just paying them, just pay them and leave. But he wasn't doing that. He was catching, which creates a bigger issue.
But that's the thing, though. We don't even know if he was catching feelings.
If you get mad enough to start choking women, you care.
Did you hear what he? Hold on, wait a minute. See, that's the problem. That video was taken out of context. You know what he said? You say something that dumb again, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. That's
why do you care?
I've heard regular people say that to other people, and it was just a random person. Why did you say something?
So I don't think he meant that as like a literal threat. To me, I feel like that could have even been part of their
stupid.
I think that was part of their little play. You know what I'm saying? Like he would be the aggressor type shit. So I don't want to put that on him, but he definitely he had his feelings in it, or else he wouldn't have kept seeing her like that.
Yeah, but it's
why would you keep seeing the same joint?
You're gonna be mad at.
It's a bad.
She was decent, but she wasn't a baddie. Yeah, it was definitely
lust turning to love.
We gotta move on. Yeah,
he tried to.